Guys, welcome back to the front line. It's your girl Samar. Let's get in the van. Let's take a ride, guys. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I'm a bit annoyed. And I'm here to tell you, when I get annoyed, I speak from the heart. And I don't dilute it. I'm in my feelings right now. Yes, I am. Somebody said, why is Samar in her feelings? I'm gonna tell you why. Because last week, I liberated Ephraim. Last week, I made sure that Ephraim wasn't holding anything. I only give to Israel. I don't take. I give. And last week, I gave you freedom. Freedom from the lies. Freedom from possibly holding on to that idol when mama got back, right? Which I know you don't want to be holding on to that now, do you? Nah, I don't think you do. Samar is not like everybody on YouTube because everybody else is trying to give you somebody. Except us daughters. They trying to give you that statue. But you can't see it, huh? I'm heartbroken for you. Because you keep thinking you need some middleman, huh? Because some dude told you need a middleman, huh? Because Judah told you that, huh? Because all of the Judah cheerleaders told you need a middleman. Joshua ain't had no middleman. Yet they'll tell you Moses ain't had no middleman while they giving you a middleman. And you can't see it. Israel and its prophets, huh? You want to hear something funny? That word prophet, right? You know, there's a term prophetess in the book too, right? Go look and see if you're going to be warned about the prophetess. Please do that. Do yourself a favor. I encourage you. Do this study on your own. This is a study I'll bring in about another week or two. I'm too busy trying to get you to put the idol down, though, before I can get you to recognize who's the spokesperson here. Because not near one of these dudes on this platform is your spokesperson, and you don't even see that. You're too busy idolizing them. Guess what? I don't idolize not near one of them. I must have the spirit of Huldah in my ass. I'm here to tell you. I must do. Because my knees hurt too much for me to be kneeling. Sorry. And I'm not putting nothing in between me and my mama. I'm heartbroken you're doing it, Israel. And I'm angry. I'm angry. Because rather than free yourself, you tune into lies and pay for them. I work 2 jobs. Did y'all know that? I don't ask y'all for nothing. A few people have given me. A few people have given me. Thank you for that. That was Mimi. That was Michael Brown. I hope my brother's still here. I can't tell you guys. I'm angry. Not near shout out in my comment section last week. Trust me, my feelings ain't hurt. I do this out of love. Not for comments, not for likes. I do this because mama asked me to. I am her spokesperson, in case you didn't know. But tune in every week to the Lion Ass Prophets on YouTube. Knock yourself out. Listen, I'm going to make this short and sweet because I'm not going to gripe too much right here. Mama she knows my heart, and I take it to her. I just say, Mama, I'm heartbroken. They're not listening. She told me I wasn't going to, though. She did. I have this job to do one way or the other. Shout out to you if you're listening. Let me know. And don't be afraid to let me know. Who are you afraid of? Them or your creator? I didn't ask you to glorify my last name. Now, did I? And go figure. My last name is Andrews. But you don't see me on here asking you to glorify my last name. Now, do you? You don't see me on here pushing no man to you. I'm pushing the truth to you. I'm liberating you. Now, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. There we go with a big ass number one in the background. Why is there a big ass number one in the background? Because I'm going to show y'all today all of these lies is going to crumble. They're going to crumble. Watch me. That number one right there, I handled this before, but I'm going to handle it again. That number one stands for there can only be one. Funny, right? There can only be one. There's only one blessing. Yeah. Ain't but one blessing. I handled this before, but I didn't bring Abraham in this. Now I want to bring Abraham in this. I really do. I wanted to bring my chat GPT in here, but everybody else doing chat GPT too now all of a sudden. So I guess I'll leave that out. You go ahead and study this yourself. Go ask chat GPT. Why does it seem like there's only one blessing? Let's go to the word covenant. I'm going to try to make this short and sweet. I don't want to hold y'all. Everybody got stuff to do. Check this out. Let's go to covenant. I'm sorry, y'all. I got my attitude with me today because I'm angry, man. Y'all don't understand. I feel like going to war, honestly. I feel like exposing the liars. That's what mama want me to do. That's what I'll do. Like I said, I didn't ask you to glorify my last name now, did I? It's family on family now, ain't it? Check this out. That nigga ain't my family, by the way. We just happen to have the same last name. Now check this out. Covenant. Not a mutual compact to do or not do something. A contract. Now, when I told you last week, Judah married a Canaanite, and I told you he went into a covenant with him, that's a contract, ain't it? So Samar's right again. I stay right. I stay being right. Watch. Thanks to my mama. All praise to my mama. Let's go. From Old French covenant, agreement, a pact. See what I told y'all? A promise. Originally present particle of covenere. Agree or meet. From Latin covenere, come together, unite. What did I tell you guys? Huh? So when you go into a covenant with the Creator, you unite with the Creator. I like that. Or you can unite with other people, right? We see people do it every week. They unite with Judah. They probably on here today getting you to scream Judah, right? Getting you to believe that there's this 12 tribes. All right. They obviously don't read the book, do they? Nah, they don't read this book. They don't got this discernment to read this book. All right? And they can't count either. But they can count your money now, can't they? Huh, Israel? Some of you sponsor them. They can count your money, right? Samar ain't asked you for a dime. I've tried to liberate you. Check this out. Come together, unite. Huh? Be suitable. Agree. From come together, right? To come, a suffix from pi root gua, to go, come. In-law. A promise made by deed. Applied in scripture to God's arrangement with man. All right? Funny they're going to bring in that covenant, right? As a translation of Latin testamentum. Both rendering Hebrew, bereth. Through testament also is used for the same word in different places. The meaning solemn agreement between members of a church is from 1630, specifically those of the Scottish Presbyterians in 1638 and 1643. That's the noun. Let's go to the verb. To enter into a formal agreement or contract. So you're going to go into a formal agreement, right? Who went into a formal agreement last week? Judah married a Canaanite. We got problems. I told you this is not no blessed line, but you don't want to believe me, huh? Don't worry about it. I'm going to be on the sidelines laughing with mama when she laughs at you. Let's go. One who enters into a solemn agreement. It was used especially in reference to Scottish Presbyterians who signed the solemn league for the defense and furtherance of their cause and for uniformity of doctrine, worship, and discipline. The word later was applied to those who rejected the settlement of 1688. All right, so a covenant, right? And they brought in the covenant between man. Funny they say man, right? Y'all know how I feel about that, right? Yeah, y'all know. Let's go back to our one, right? Because we dealing with this, there can only be one, right? I'm going to prove my point today. Let's go on over to Genesis 17. I want to talk about how Abraham, the dude responsible for all of these religions, the Abrahamic religions, Abraham tried to give this blessing away to an illegitimate seed, right? But the Creator wasn't having that, right? Creator said, I say who gets this blessing. I say who I make my covenant with. And who I make my covenant with stands. No matter what anybody else tries to do. Right? Let's keep going. And when Abraham was 90 years old and 9, the Lord appeared to Abraham and said to him, I am the Almighty God, the Almighty, right? Walk before me and be thou perfect. I'll make my covenant between me and thee and will multiply thee exceedingly. And Abraham fell on his face, and God talked with him, saying, As for me, behold, my covenant is with thee, and thou shalt be a father to many nations. Neither shall thy name any more be Abraham, but thy name shall be Abraham. For a father of many nations I have made thee. And I will make thee exceedingly fruitful. I will make nations of thee, and kings shall come out of thee. And I will establish my covenant between me and thee, and thy seed after thee, in their generations, for an everlasting covenant, to be a God unto thee, and to thy seed after thee. And I will give unto thee and to thy seed after thee the land wherein thou art a stranger, all the land of Canaan, right? This is why the Canaanites is upset, okay? Because you got their land, Israel, for an everlasting possession, and I will be their God. And God said unto Abraham, Thou shalt keep my covenant, therefore, thou and thy seed after thee in their generations. This is my covenant. Whose? The Creator's. It ain't Abraham's to give away. It's the Creator's covenant, all right? Which ye should keep between me and you and thy seed after thee. Every man child among you shall be circumcised, and you shall circumcise the flesh of your foreskin. Let's keep going because I want to get down to here. We're not talking about circumcision right now. Let's get down to 15. And God said unto Abraham, As for Sarai, thy wife, sounds like Ray from Star Wars, don't it? Thou shalt not call her name Sarai, which meant contentious woman, but Sarah shalt her name be. Chief. A lot of dudes don't like that now, do they? But guess what? Sarah was the chief. And I will bless her and give thee a son also of her, Sarah, Israel, Sarah's sons. I will bless her, and she shall be a mother of nations. Kings of people shall be of her. Then Abraham fell upon his face and laughed, and said in his heart, Shall a child be born unto him that is 100 years old? And shall Sarah that is 90 years old bear? And Abraham said unto God, Oh, that Ishmael might live before thee. Abraham tried to give this joint to Ishmael. Sure did. Did y'all catch that? Abraham thought he could say where this blessing goes. Nah, Abraham. You better get in your place. It's up to the Creator. to say who this blessing goes to. And God said, Sarah, you know, the one linked to Israel, Sarah, thy wife shall bear thee a son indeed, and thou shalt call his name Isaac, and I will establish my covenant with him for an everlasting covenant, and with his seed after him. So remember, this has to go to his seed after him, not no illegitimate seeds that should have been wiped out like the Canaanites, right? Let's keep going because it can only be one. So now that we have established this, the Creator is going to say, and as for Ishmael, I have heard thee. I'll throw him something too. Behold, I have blessed him and will make him fruitful and will multiply him exceedingly. 12 princes shall he beget, and I will make him a great nation. But my covenant will I establish with Isaac, which Sarah shall bear unto thee. Okay? So the Creator is setting the terms of this covenant, and the Creator said it's for the generations after Isaac. Okay? You should want to be in those generations. All right? If you're standing with an imposter, a wayward tribe, I feel for you. Pay attention. You should want to be with this tribe. All right? So Isaac is the one. All right? Not Ishmael. Isaac is the one. Okay? So this is the precept. All right? We had a precept. This is the precept. Only one is chosen. And there's 2 brothers. Only one is chosen. Notice it's the younger. Let's keep going. So we see Abraham trying to lift up Ishmael, some child out of wedlock, right? When the Creator said, I'm giving it to Sarah. All right. So let's keep going. Let's go on over. So that's the first time we see it. That's the precept. Now let's go on over to Isaac. What happens with Isaac's sons, right? Well, Isaac winds up having 2 sons, doesn't he? He's got Jacob and Esau. When Isaac was old and his eyes were dim so that he could not see, he called Esau his older son and said to him, my son. And he answered, here I am. Behold, I'm old. I do not know the day of my death. Now then take your weapons and your quiver and your bow and go out to the field and hunt game for me. Prepare for me delicious food, such as I love, and bring it to me so that I may eat, that my soul may bless you before I die. All right, Rebecca's listening. Rebecca like, oh, no. You know it ain't supposed to go to him. This is what she's saying. You know it ain't supposed to go to him. But what does he do? Give it to him. Okay. Or at least try to give it to him. My bad. I was trying to get Gavin to get me something and I mixed up what I was saying. He tries to give it to him. Rebecca has to intervene. There's been many people that called her wicked for this. But the Creator let it be. Check this out. So Rebecca advises him, like, you better go on out there. He's trying to bless your brother. All right. So let's go down to 14. So he went and took them and brought them to his mother, and his mother prepared delicious food, such as his father loved. Then Rebekah took the best garments of Esau, her older son, which were with her in the house, and put them on Jacob. She put on his hands and on the smooth part of his neck. She put hair of the goat, okay? The silky goat. And she put the delicious food and bread which she prepared into the hands of her son Jacob. So he went in to his father and said, my father. And he said, here I am. Who are you, my son? Jacob said. Jacob said to his father, I'm Esau, your firstborn. I've done as you told me. Now sit up and eat of my game, that your soul may bless me. But Isaac said to his son, how is it that you found it so quickly, my son? He answered, because the Lord your God granted me success. Then Isaac said to Jacob, please come near, that I may feel you, my son, to know whether you're truly my son Esau or not. So Jacob went near to Isaac, his father, whom felt him and said, the voice is Jacob's voice, but the hands are the hands of Esau. And he did not recognize him because his hands were hairy like his brother Esau's hands. So he blessed him. We're right here near 24. He said, "Are you really my son Esau?" He answered, "I am." Then he said, "Bring it near to me, that I may eat of my son's game and bless you." So he brought it near to him, and he ate, and he brought him wine, and he drank. Then his father Isaac said to him, "Come near and kiss me, my son." So he came near and kissed him. And Isaac smelt the smell of his garment and blessed him and said, "See, the smell of my son is the smell of a field that the Lord has blessed. May God give you the dew of heaven." That's that Canaanite land, right? That's that Ogallala aquifer, right? "And the fatness of the earth." That's that Keystone pipeline, right? Where they're filtering out the fatness of the earth, right? They're trying to run us out of it. "And plenty of grain and wine. Let peoples serve you and nations bow down to you." See, they don't like this. See, because the nation of Judah, the nation of the Canaanites, who infiltrated the line of Judah, I guess, they don't like that they're supposed to bow down to you. They don't like that. That you are the Lord over the brothers. Be Lord over your brothers. Only one. All right. So how if he's the Lord over the brothers, huh? How do we get to this 12 tribes divvying up, huh? First of all, there ain't no 10 lost tribes. This is why I say they can't count. A simple, now I ain't gonna lie to you, ChatGPT did not want to give into this. It was a constant fight and a battle, but she had to acquiesce and admit there's only 5 tribes there's 5 tribes in the southern and there's 7 in the northern, according to the biblical verses. All right, not the narrative. I had to get her to stray away from the narrative. We ain't talking the narrative, Crystal. We talking the facts. We talking the count. All right. And she had to acquiesce. All 5 are in the southern, like Samar said. All right, Samar know how to do math. Go figure. Samar know how to do math. And there's 7 in the northern. Let's keep going. Yeah, you're going to be Lord over your brothers. Your brothers don't get to stand with you. And may your mother's sons bow down to you. This is why they got mad at Joseph's dream. When Joseph said he had that dream. And his wheat stood up. Don't forget about Joseph's 2 dreams now. Where the stars had to bow down. Don't forget now. Yeah, they got to bow down. Cursed be everyone who curses you, and blessed be everyone who blesses you. What I say? Huh? This for Israel. Cursed be everyone who curses you. You out here misleading some of these people? Huh? Cursed be everyone who curses you, and blessed be everyone who's blessing you. Everybody ain't blessing you, Israel. They sure enough taken from you, though, right? You sponsoring their whole lifestyle. I ain't asked you for $1, man. I keep trying to liberate you and connect you back to this blessing, man. As soon as Isaac had finished blessing Jacob, when Jacob had scarcely gone out from the presence of Isaac, his father, Esau, his brother, came in from hunting. Here he go. He gonna start boo-hooing. Right? Didn't Samar show you that? Check it out. Here, his father Isaac said to him, "Who are you?" He answered, "I'm your son, your firstborn, Esau." Then Isaac trembled very violently. Now, what is he trembling for? This blessing can be split up amongst 12 brothers. So why can't he split it up amongst 2? What is he trembling for? What is he terrified for? Because even he know, oh shit, I just gave the blessing away. The one and only blessing. I just gave away the one and only covenant. Let's keep going. Where Esau gonna have to bow down. Okay? Yeah, he realizes, and that's why he's trembling. He realizes. He's trembling violently. Okay. And he said, who was it then that hunted the game and brought it to me? And I ate it all before you came. And I blessed him. Yes, and he shall be blessed. Who? He. That's singular. That's singular. Yeah, it is. He is singular. Not y'all. As soon as Esau heard the words of his father, he cried out with an exceedingly great and bitter cry and said to his father, bless even me also, my father. Also, me too. But he said, your brother came deceitfully and he's taken away your blessing. The blessing has been what? Let's get down to it. Let's get down to it in case you don't believe some more. The blessing has been taken away. Okay. The blessing has gone bye-bye. Jacob got it. Esau's going to be crying. A grown man that be in the field. All right. He's the field man. He's going to be crying. Watch this. He's bitterly crying. And Esau said, is he not rightfully named Jacob? For he has cheated me these 2 times. He took away my birthright, and behold, now he's taken away my blessing. Then he said, have you not reserved a blessing for me? Isaac answered and said, behold, I've made him Lord over you. Okay? I made you stand next to him. I made him Lord over you. This is what the brothers mad about. God damn it. That's why they wrote Genesis 49. I strongly believe Judah added that. Yeah, because they couldn't go back before 48 and fix that. No, they had to go after 48. It ended right there. And they slapped 49 in the book, just like I've been telling y'all. All right? Because they don't want Joseph's children lord over them. Could you imagine? And all his brothers I've given to him for servants, all right? And with grain and wine I have sustained him. What then can I do for you, my son? Esau said to his father, have you but one blessing? Yeah, damn sure do, Esau. Damn sure do. Thank you for saying this because it's the truth. Ain't but one blessing. What's Samar say? You see that one? Ain't but one blessing. Yeah, there ain't but one. Bless me even also, my father. Then Isaac, his father, answered and said to him, notice, he ain't going to make him Lord over his brothers, though, right? He ain't going to give him the dew from heaven and the fat of the earth, now is he? No. Behold, away from the fatness of the earth shall your dwelling be, and away from the dew of heaven on high. By your sword you shall live, and you shall serve your brother. But when you grow restless, you shall break his yoke from your neck. All right? Yeah. He told Esau one day you going to overcome him. He going to get with that League of Nations, ain't he? Didn't I tell y'all the Edomites was right there? Huh? Now you know why, right? All of these nations, including Judah, along with the Canaanites. And Esau hated Jacob. Okay? Because he knew he had to bow that knee. Okay? Let's keep going. Because it ain't but one. Just like Samar said. All right. I want to go to Genesis 48. Right? Because now we done seen 2 times. It's only gone to one person. That's the precept. And now we're going to see it a 3rd time. In case you ain't paying attention. Let's go on down. And it came to pass after these things that one told Joseph, behold, thy father is sick. And he took with him his 2 sons, Manasseh and Ephraim. And one told Jacob and said, behold, thy son Joseph come up unto thee. And Israel strengthened himself and sat up in the bed. And Jacob said unto Joseph, God Almighty appeared unto me at Luz in the land of Canaan and blessed me, right? Luz was Bethel, okay? And said to me, behold, I will make thee fruitful and multiply thee. I will make thee a multitude of people, and will give this land to thy seed after thee for an everlasting possession. And now thy two sons, Ephraim and Manasseh. Back to the two brothers, huh? It can't be but one. Watch. Which were born unto thee in the land of Egypt, before I came unto thee in Egypt, are mine. As Reuben and Simeon, they shall be mine. And thy issue, which thou begettest after them, shall be thine, and shall be called after the name of their brethren in their inheritance. And as for me, when I came from Paddan, Rachel died by me in the land of Canaan, in the way which there was but a little way to come unto Ephraim, and I buried her there in the way of Ephraim, the same as Bethlehem. Now, why is he speaking on Rachel? Huh? Y'all know how I feel about Rachel, right? Rachel is spoken about in a couple of these books. You only going to see Leah lioness. They're going to put her up in Ruth and Genesis. She is no matriarch, all right? She is no matriarch. The matriarch is Rachel. And he's talking about this land because this land happens to be connected to Rachel. So how the hell does this belong to Judah? It does not. That's why it keeps going to Ephraim. They ain't going to tell you. Joshua's Ephraim. Huldah's Ephraim. Deborah is Ephraim. Shira is Ephraim. All right? That's why they talking Rachel. Wake the fuck up. If it was about Judah, we'd be talking Leah right now wouldn't we? Nah, we talking Rachel, connected to her grandchildren, Ephraim and Manasseh. Unfortunately, though, Manasseh ain't too thrilled about what happens in the end of this chapter here. So we see him as a king in where? In a hijacked territory, Judah. Instead of staying his ass up there with his brother, right? Instead, he takes himself to the hijacked territory. Because he ain't happy. He got to serve his brother. He'd have been better off serving his brother than getting into bed with Judah. Bunch of Canaanites. Rachel died in Canaan, it says, in the way of Ephraim, which later they're going to call it Bethlehem because Judah going to hijack it. It ain't Judah's. This our land, goddammit. This ain't Judah's land. This is my grandmother Rachel's land. Says so right here. And Israel beheld Joseph's sons and said, who are these? And Joseph said unto his father, they are my sons, whom God had given me in this place. And he said, bring them, I pray thee, unto thee, and I will bless them. They put them in here. I believe that. I promise you. He did bless both of them. But we know how this go. The father will usually try to placate the other one. All right. That's all he doing. It's going to be all right. You're going to be great too. But you can't get this blessing. You can't get the dew from heaven. And you can't have the fat of the earth. Okay. Now the eyes of Israel were dim for age, so that he could not see, and he brought them near unto him. They probably added this to give Manasseh some grace. Trust me. He could see, and he knew what he was doing. And Israel said unto Joseph, I had not thought to see thy face, and lo, God hath showed me also thy seed. And Joseph brought them out from between his knees, and he bowed himself with his face to the earth. And Joseph took them both, Ephraim in his right hand, towards Israel's left hand, and Manasseh in his left hand towards Israel's right hand. He was trying to set it up. He was trying to set it up so that his father would just go on ahead out there and reach out and bless Manasseh first, all right? Because he did not want this nonsense again. But watch. And Israel said unto Joseph, let's keep going down here in 14. And Israel stretched out his right hand and laid it upon Ephraim's head. Who was the younger? And his left hand on Manasseh's head. He outsmarts what Joseph is trying to do. Guiding his hands wittingly for Manasseh was the firstborn. All right. And he blessed Joseph and said, God, before whom my fathers, Abraham and Isaac, did walk, the God which fed me all my life long unto this day. The angel which redeemed me from all evil. Who is this angel? Huh? Who is this angel? Yeah, we're going to get to it. Which redeemed me from all evil. Bless the lads. Let my name be named on them, and the name of my fathers, Abraham and Isaac, and let them grow into a multitude in the midst of the earth. And when Joseph saw that his father laid his right hand on the head of Ephraim, oh my God, it displeased him. Oh my God, please don't do it, Dad. I do not want my brothers. I do not want my sons sold into slavery, or worse, killed, because they're at each other's throats for this blessing. He don't want that, because he himself was sold into slavery. They would have killed him if they could have. All right? He know what this comes with. He is not trying to have his sons go through it, but guess what? It got to happen. It displeased him, and he held up his father's hand to remove it from Ephraim's head unto Manasseh's head. And Joseph said unto his father, Not so, my father, for this is the firstborn. Put thy right hand upon his head. And his father refused and said, I know it, my son. I know it. He also shall become a people, and he also shall be great. But truly, his younger brother shall be greater than he, and his seed shall become a multitude of nations. And he blessed them that day, saying, In thee shall Israel bless, saying, God make thee as Ephraim and as Manasseh. He said Ephraim before Manasseh. There can only be one. What are you saying, Samar? There can only be one. Here it is a third time. Thrice. Uno, dos, tres. Okay? Here it is a third time. This is the precept. So anybody coming along to you, telling you the same old regurgitated bullshit that there are 12 tribes is a liar. You're a liar. That's not shown in this book. I don't give a goddamn what they came and added in Genesis 49 when Genesis 48 told me it went to Ephraim. And Israel said, Behold, before I die, but God shall be with you and bring you again unto the land. God shall be with Joseph, okay, before I die. Okay? Not the brothers. Moreover, I've given it to thee, one portion above thy brother, which I took out of the hand of the Amorite with my sword and my bow. I think they even added that. I think they did. Trust me. Because there were no other portions to give over. I'm trying to tell you something. I give the main portion to thee. See, you got to understand that these liars came back with the pen, right? I got to keep proving this point because I don't know who's amongst us who's never been here before. All right. So when you get to Genesis 49, all right, it's still the dew from heaven is given to Joseph. Okay. It's given to Joseph. They done added this, man. I don't care what anybody say. It doesn't jive with the rest of what we just read, y'all. Jacob called unto his sons and said, Gather yourselves together that I may tell you which shall befall you in the last days. So he got better after he said, I'm dying. He had the strength. He barely could get up in the bed just now, but he had the strength to, forget that I just said I'm dying. Wait, gather everybody. Now I got to wait for everybody to come from wherever they at. I got to hold on. This don't make no sense, man. Y'all should know this is added. This don't make no sense. We just heard the man said he died. And I give it all to you, Joseph, and your two boys. So I don't give a goddamn what they wrote in this book. I don't care that they, Judas scribes, just like I told you, do your own study. Realize who came back with this book, man. Realize 80%. Their scribes at that time, said the Lord, they shall bring out the bones of the kings of Judah, and the bones of his prince, and the bones of his priests, and the bones of his prophets. Like I told you, you ain't going to see prophetess though, right? And the bones of the inhabitant of Jerusalem out of the graves. Go search the prophetess. Go search it. And go look for the warning for the prophetess. You ain't going to see it. I don't got no warning. I'm most definitely her mouthpiece. You must have lost your mind. You don't know who you've been entertaining, do you? I am most definitely her mouthpiece. When you find the warning to the prophetess, you let me know. And I ain't talking about no implied warning either. I mean specifically prophetess. Show it to me. Show me the warning to the prophetess. You ain't going to find it. You're going to see warning after warning about the begging ass prophets right here. The lying ass prophets. And the bones of the inhabitants of Jerusalem out the grave. This land they done stole. This land they done stole. I just showed you it was Rachel's land, didn't I? This land they done stole. And they shall spread them before the sun and the moon and all the hosts of heaven, whom they have loved and whom they have served, and after whom they have walked, and whom they have sought, and whom they have worshipped. They shall not be gathered, nor be buried. They shall be for shit. This lying ass family and anybody attached to it. Put on your friend's shirt. Anybody attached to it. This lying ass family is going to be for shit upon the face of the earth. These Canaanites. And death shall be chosen rather than life by all the residue of them that remain of this evil family, which remain in all the places whither I have driven them. Moreover, thou shalt say unto them, thus saith the Lord, shall they fall and not arise? Shall he turn away and not return? Why then is this people of Jerusalem slidden back by a perpetual backsliding? They hold fast deceit. They hold fast to the deceit. They tune in every week, what I say, and they refuse to return. This is what's got me angry. Y'all will hold fast to that deceit. Thumbs up, huh? Y'all will hold fast to that deceit and refuse to return. In the clutches of that deceit, I hearkened and heard, but they spake not aright. No man repented him of his wickedness, saying, what have I done? Everyone turned to his course as the horse rusheth into battle. Yea, the stork in heaven know her appointed time, and the turtle and the crane and the swallow observe the time of their coming. But my people know not the judgment of the Lord. How do you say we are wise and the law of the Lord is with us? You think you got the law, don't you? Yeah, you think you got the law. You think you wise, don't you? You think you know it all, huh? Huh? Samar ain't never took no damn near 200 episodes to tell you about one man in her life. I have told you about mama. That's it. But you think you wise, don't you, huh, sir? Nah. You think you wise. Here we go. I'm going to let you keep thinking you wise. How do we say we are wise and the law of the Lord is with us? Certainly in vain made he it. The pen of the scribes is in vain. Yeah, it is. And guess what else going to happen? The wise men will be ashamed. They'll be dismayed and taken. Lo, they rejected the word of the Lord and what wisdom is in them. What I told you. She told me they were going to reject it. They rejected it. Now what wisdom is in them? Now while you looking for kings and flying things, I hope you get just what you're looking for. I hope mama gives you that king you're looking for and that flying thing. I can't wait to see it. I'm sorry, guys, but I'm angry. When I'm angry, I told you, I don't come to play. Much love from the front line. I'll see y'all next week. And next week, since now we know there can only be one, we're going to talk about Judah's edits and how they tethered their donkey to the vine.